Right, I'm at a different location now, and just sorting the camera out. I'm about 20 miles away from my other location, so I'm just about to do a little bit more filming. Okay, hope you enjoy. Bye. Hi, how you doing? How you doing, all right? You having a good day?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. Doing your bit then?
Yeah, trying.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing a bit. We're not frozen to death. It's reasonably warm.
It's warm though, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've had a pretty good October considering what
It's
could
good
have
though,
been
isn't
like.
it?
Yeah.
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 So, what congregation do you go to then?
We chose witnesses. So we
Yeah,
have
I
a
know.
whole- we
Which
have a
one?
whole gospel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how long have you been going there?
Oh, I've been going there about 10 years on this one. I've been in other congregations. But
Oh, have you?
Yeah. How long have you been there, Jane?
1986 I was baptised, so it would be about a year or two before that.
Yeah. So she's been
Yeah.
going a lot longer than me.
So you've been around quite a time then?
Yeah, I'm a bit old now.
I mean,
don't like it.
you're obviously happy with the organisation that you're in. Obviously,
Well,
yeah.
it's from the Bible, it's what God says, and not what man says or the organisation says. It's all based on the Bible.
Yeah.
So, you know, not man-made thoughts and things.
Man-made doctrine, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people would disagree with that and say that they are.
No, I
Well,
don't know why they'd say
no,
that,
nor do I.
really, but
Because if you look at what we actually believe and go along with, they're all scripturally based. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
like, as the first century Christians used to live, we try and live in
Yeah.
accordance with God's laws. That's what it amounts to.
That's
really.
fair enough.
If He made us, He knows what's best for us.
You know, what would you say to some of the things what Watchtower have said in the past, you know, which haven't came to
I know
pass?
some things they've had to correct, but they've said we seem to have got that wrong, and they
When
will
they've
admit
got
to
it
it.
wrong,
they
I mean,
don't.
like between 1966 and about 1975, they
Yes,
kept on
that-
pointing to the year of 1975 that
That's
Armageddon
right,
would
and it
come.
was wrong. Yes,
wrong.
that was wrong, but that
And
wasn't
actually-
from the actually
No,
from
that
the
wasn't
top,
from the
was it? It was
society. That was individuals.
I mean,
really,
they
because-
actually hinted very strongly in their magazines that
Well, the day of the hour.
Armageddon,
Nobody
they
knows.
actually pointed to
Yeah.
that. Have you actually read the Watchtower magazines, you know, around about that time? Have you actually looked into those?
Well, I've been
No,
in the
not
truth
for
since
those.
1978. So
78, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've seen them around there, but I must admit, around about that time, I never heard anything about 75 because I was 78. But
Yeah,
if at the end of the day, really,
Well,
the
it says
scriptures
in the
quite
Bible,
clearly state
nobody
knows
knows,
the
not
day of
even
the
the
hour.
angels, it
Not
says.
even the Son, which is
No.
referring to Jesus. So therefore, they got it wrong. You know, the people that were actually living in expectation.
nobody knows the day or the hour. But you
Except for
see,
the
you
Father.
would probably refer that to as Armageddon. Or would you refer that to the second coming of Jesus?
No.
No, to Armageddon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's referring to Armageddon, yeah.
Which is when Jesus will act.
Yeah.
He won't come back down on the earth.
I was actually looking at a report yesterday, and it showed like actually between the years 66 and 75, the actual publishers went, the actual attendance at the Kingdom Halls
Yeah,
went,
it went up.
but after that they sort of started to decline.
Yeah.
Well,
What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
Well, in actual fact, if you look at the figures now, I mean, when I come into truth, what there was a couple of million, there's now 8. So the figures haven't really declined. It's accelerated.
Yeah. See, they made these other predictions as well, and they like changed them. You know, like they made a prediction about 1914. They said that Armageddon would come in 1914.
No, that's when Jesus came.
That's
And then
when
they changed it. And
Yeah, well, the scriptures, it brings out
the
points,
light
it gets brighter, and the understanding gets better as time goes on. It's as simple as that, really, because if we'd have been told all the knowledge at once, we wouldn't have been able to understood it.
I mean, I can agree with that to a degree, but then we're talking a period over 100 years. I'm not attacking you here, but what I'm saying is, if you've got the truth in the beginning, the truth is the truth, surely.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
But the understanding has come over a period of time. They're not
But
going
it's
to
a
get the truth.
it's a long period of time, though. I mean, they were saying before 1914, you know, that in 1914 Armageddon's coming, and it never came.
Yeah. Well, there are some things that they didn't fully understand at that time, which as time has gone on, they've corrected. As they got the understanding of the scriptures and they come down the line, they've adjusted accordingly, as was just said. The light gets brighter. So therefore our understanding at that time wasn't correct. I'm just saying it was. But it doesn't alter the fact that what the Bible says is true. Our understanding at that time wasn't sufficient. But it is now. As we're going on, it's getting better. Just simple as that, really. That's how we see it. And it's not really our prediction.
I'm not trying to, you know,
Prediction
don't get.
is the wrong word to use. It's prophecies. It's understanding the prophecies.
Yeah.
That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah.
Because they're God's prophecies. They're not ours. They're nothing to do with us in that regard.
Yeah.
We didn't make them. But all we've got to do is try to understand them.
So you don't literally believe then that Jesus Christ is going to return with all his angels?
He will in heaven. We won't see it, but he will. Like we don't see the angels now, but they're there, aren't they?
True.
He will bring to the end of the system. He will destroy the end of the system, not the world. Because people view Armageddon as a destruction of the world, but it's not. It's a destruction of the system ruled by men. Because men make a very poor fist of ruling.
See, my understanding is that one day Jesus will return. I think, you know, the Bible makes it really clear.
Do you think he'll return in person?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Because I think there's several Bible passages to back that up. That he's going to return literally. But this time he'll return in the glory of his Father with all of his angels.
It says he will come with his angels to reap
Because
vengeance
if you,
on the wicked.
But it's not. He's not going to come back on.
I mean, Jesus actually said.
He's a spirit person now,
he's a
isn't he?
spirit creature. When he was resurrected back, he's not.
Jesus actually said, you know, that even before his death, he said, "I'm going to go away and prepare a place for you, so that where I am, you can be also with me."
Well, he said that to his disciples.
And Jesus also said that, you know, will the Son of Man find faith when he comes back?
Well, when he looks down, he'll see.
When he returns.
Well, yeah, he was a faithful and discreet slave. Those who are teaching the truth.
You know,
That's
and
what it really boils down. That's what he means by that.
when the 11 disciples with him, his resurrection, after his resurrection, he went back to his Father, and the angels appeared to the 11, and they said, "How you see Jesus go,
That's how you see him.
he will come back in like manner." And it actually says in the book of Revelation that every eye will see him when he comes back, even those who pierced him. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, actually those who pierced him were the Jews. Well, I assume the Jews.
Well, yeah.
And the Roman shoulders.
Sorry?
That's very true.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. don't know who that lady is.
I haven't got a clue. You
She
know?
was obviously listening.
Yeah, she was obviously listening. Yeah.
So, you know, it actually says that even those who pierced him will see him.
Well, they'll see the results of what he does, won't
Yeah. They will see the results
they?
of
And
the
destruction on
the
those
system.
who will not obey God.
So you don't
It's
physically...
very similar to Noah's time, isn't it? Very
Yes.
similar. They took no note, the same way as people today are taking no note.
I actually agree with you, right? I believe that we are living in the last days.
Yes, we are. You can see that
You can
quite
see Bible
clearly.
prophecy come true, can't you?
And I also think that the signs are there that
yeah,
Jesus is going to return.
People will be lovers of money and
He's going to come back. He's going to send out his angels and collect those who belong to him. He's going to set up his kingdom on earth. What are your thoughts on that?
He rules from heaven with 144,000.
It says that he's going to...
And to rule over a kingdom, you have to have subjects. And the subjects are the other people.
The prophecy is that he's going to stand... His feet are going to touch the Mount of Olives. Have you read that prophecy in Zechariah chapter 14?
I don't recall it offhand, but I do know that his kingdom is in heaven, also upon the earth. We know that the prayer says that, don't we? We know that his arrangement is that he rules from heaven with his 144,000 men and women that have been taken from the earth to rule as kings and priests. And the earthly subjects are those who accept his rulership, those who accept God's way of ruling. That's our understanding of it, and that's what the scriptures tell us.
Yeah. So, you know, you're happy about all the inconsistencies, what?
yeah, because it does get.
No, I don't. I mean, we'll just have to agree to differ on that one because I don't see any inconsistencies personally. The truth is the truth. It stares you in the face. You just have to, because it's God's word, we accept it for what it is. We don't put our own take on it. We don't lean upon our own understanding, how we think it might be or it might not be. We take it as what it said. One of the brothers said once: "Let Scripture interpret Scripture, not man."
But, you know, with all respect though, what concerns me is that you have this governing body,
Yeah.
okay, and they are saying, they have said for many, many years that we are the only channel on earth, we are God's one and only spokesman on this earth. All the others are an error.
Well,
it's one almighty claim, don't you think?
well, who is a faithful and discreet slave? Scripture tells you that, and Scripture also
he's doing
tells you
God's
those
will.
who are doing God's will. When you look at some of the religions in the world, perhaps, just take a look at the broader picture. Do you really think they're doing what God asks?
I know that there's different religions, and,
Yes,
and
but are they doing what God asks?
well, okay, I know that this is a bit narrow of me maybe to think like this, but Jesus said, I am the way, the truth and the life.
Yes.
No man comes to the Father
Can't
except
accept
through
him,
me.
we always pray
So,
through him.
the real truth is in Jesus Christ. We come to Jesus Christ first. And, you see, I go to church, you know, and the church I go to points people to the way of Jesus Christ as the only sole truth, you know. He's the life, he's the life giver, you know. So, to say that, you know, what I'm trying to say is it's quite it's a big claim to say that, you know, we are God's one and only spokesman on earth.
Well, that opportunity.
You see, the church might be a little bit an error, but they do point people at the end of the day to Jesus Christ as a way of salvation.
Yeah. But let's put it another way. When you look at the thousands of religions, there's thousands, there's not hundreds.
Yeah,
They can't all be right, can they?
agreed.
They can't
I mean,
all be right. There has to be
there is
It says in the Bible, I think it's John 4:24, that in actual fact those who worship God should worship Him in spirit and truth.
Yeah.
So therefore you should worship Him according to what the Scriptures actually say. Okay?
Agreed.
You know? So therefore that's what it boils down to. And not everybody, whichever way you look at it, are actually carrying that out. I mean, one of the things that they teach is, for instance, when you die, you don't really die. But the Bible doesn't teach that, does it?
Well, if you, I mean, I don't quite know who you're relating to, but I know that if you've got faith in Jesus Christ, you won't die. You won't die if you've got faith in Him.
No, but it's talking about those that do die. It says they are conscious of nothing at all. I mean, they haven't got a spirit that goes splitting off anywhere or anything. The spirit is our life force.
You know, that could be debated, because
Well,
Paul said, you know, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord.
There's many scriptures that show quite clearly that condition of the dead. In fact, when we look in the book of Genesis, it clearly states that when He created man, he became a living soul. He breathed into him the breath of life. He became a living soul. The animals are souls.
Person.
He didn't say He created man and then gave him a spiritual soul afterwards. Did He?
Yeah, I did.
When you look at these scriptures themselves, well,
Yeah.
you show me that. Because there's nowhere in the scriptures that actually says that.
I find it a little bit, you know, with all respect to you.
I mean, we're not here for an argument.
No, my man.
You know,
I'm not here.
don't get me wrong.
I'm
I
not
respect
arguing.
you for
I have
standing up for what you believe.
I respect you as well.
As such, you know,
Yeah.
at least you have the courage of your convictions, plus the fact that you actually have a belief in God,
Yeah.
which
So
is a
many people
rarity.
don't, which is a
Rarity
shame, isn't it?
nowadays.
You know, I'll be totally straight with you guys, okay? I've got no problem with you.
No.
You know what? I actually like you. I like you a lot, all right?
I don't like myself.
Well, whatever. You know, I've got no problem with you.
No.
All right. So don't
Oh,
feel
no,
don't feel
no.
under threat by me.
No,
I hope you
we
don't.
We're not
No,
under,
we
we
don't.
don't feel
No,
under
I'm
threat.
here with a friendly chat with you,
Believe
okay?
me,
Yes, oh, yes.
we
That's
get
all I
a-
want to do.
With all due respect, we get
If
a
anything,
dance-
I just want to be friends with you, okay?
We get a dance like worse than you. I don't mean that in a derogatory fashion.
No.
But some of the things that they say and say about us.
But if I'm honest with you, you know, I want to be blunt honest with you. A lot of, you know, I've had a lot of discoveries with Watchtower, and there's a lot of inconsistencies, and that bothers me.
Well, you know, without being rude, we're just going to have to agree to differ on that because
Yeah,
we
sure.
we don't see it that way.
Okay,
Obviously.
that's fine.
Just
you
the
know.
way you don't see it that way.
Yeah.
You know, we're never
Yeah.
going to agree on that point.
Yeah, it's just that, you know, that it seems like a lot of information has been withheld from you about things what have gone on within the organisation.
What do you mean?
I think they've always been very open with everything.
When they've got it wrong, they've
They'll
admitted it.
admit it.
Have they
they've got it
actually
wrong.
apologised in their magazine?
Yes, they have.
You know, like for example,
We've had one recently actually where we had.
did they
We-
apologise
our-
about
our-
1914?
Our understanding used to be, oh yeah, we've had it situations where one said at a time where they found out they had to preach, a lot of people fell away because they didn't want to do that. There's lots of situations where the truth has become clearer over a period of time. And we had one not so long ago, didn't we? That said that we used to understand it being this way.
But now
In the
we
light of
understand.
what we've examined and compared it to these scriptures, we can see that that's not strictly true, and our understanding is different. And that
Yeah.
takes a lot of guts and courage, because when you look at, again, I have to say, some of the religions outside, they won't admit they're wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, they don't. They're quite adamant. You know. So
It's just that-
I'm not saying any particular one.
No.
And I'm not picking on you.
Fine, fine.
You were just talking.
Sure,
you know.
sure.
But yes, we've had the courage of our convictions to admit when we got it
I,
wrong.
I can't, you know, with all respect, I can't actually recall any apologies for the predictions they've made in the past, like 1914, 1925,
Well, they knew something was going to happen.
1975. Do you know about 1925? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of 1940 and I'm aware of 1975, but 1975 was I wasn't around at that time in respect of being in.
Yeah, sure.
But if they'd have been true to what the individuals were talking about here, where they got this idea from, I don't know.
Because it says nobody knows the
nobody
times.
knows.
I don't know anyone
So
could have
therefore,
predicted it.
scripturally, that was without base.
Yeah.
You know, it had no element of truth
No,
in it.
no.
And sometimes you can have this situation occur in any organisation, if you're not careful,
Yeah.
where people will try to lean upon their own saying, somebody starts something off, or you know,
Paul
the ball
said
rolls,
that, didn't he?
Yeah.
One of
the
the
ball
scriptures.
the ball starts rolling, before you know it, everybody believes it. But in
Yeah.
actual fact, they shouldn't, because the scriptures don't say that.
No.
You know? So,
But that
and
would have
as
came
for
from your
apolo-
governing body, though, you know.
But it didn't, did it, originally?
No.
Because they, you know,
No,
don't quote.
1975 never come from the government body.
Well, don't quote me on this, but all I'm saying is that they made strong hints about this in the Watchtower magazines, right, about 1975. And my thought is that before those watchtowers go out, they would have been shown to the governing body. You know, do you agree with this governing body? And the governing body said, yeah, fine, put that magazine out.
Well, I can't speak before 1975,
No,
but
sure.
all I do know is that if anything has become clearer, it's been said so. It's been put into the magazines,
Yeah.
and we've received the food at the proper time. It's as simple as that, really. So
Yeah.
we can all make errors, all of us in
Yeah.
our lives,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean to say that the organisation is wrong.
Okay.
Okay? We're just going to have to, we can go around in circles on this one, mate, forever and a day.
Do you want rid of me, or can I carry on? I can carry on.
Well, we're going to get a coffee then.
I mean, I've got a few more questions to ask you.
Yeah, okay then.
I don't want to.
Because we've got to get a coffee, but yeah, go on.
I can go on and on and on.
I know you can. I've spoke to you before.
Oh, have you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I spoke to you with another sister.
Did you?
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot.
It's all right. That's all right.
Your memory's better than mine.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's not bad, but it still deteriorates sometimes.
Deteriorate.
Yeah.
Our memories of mine.
Our memories.
I think
as
I'm
you get older.
I
as
think
you
I'm
get
getting
older,
pretty
our
bad
memories are
actually,
not-
because I keep forgetting people's names.
Oh,
You know.
I do. It's awful.
If you
Been
don't
with
mind me
someone-
saying, you remind me of someone in gospel, and I bet you. I hope you won't be offended when I tell you. I don't mean to offend you, by the way.
No.
Pat.
Pat Miles.
Pat Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that.
There
My
you go.
doctor thought I had a sister.
Wow.
I said, no.
It's a small world, though,
I
isn't
said,
it?
no, I haven't. I'm an only child. He said, well, that was Dr. Berlin,
You're a one-off,
who was
aren't you?
German, and he said,
What?
I think one of your grandfathers must have been in.
Okay, maybe you can give me the answer to this then. Maybe you can give me the answer to this. What I find it really a bit concerning, all right, is that, you know, before Watchtower came along, before Russell came along,
Yeah.
all right, don't forget you've had all the
They were in the dark. Yeah.
you've had all the Christian missionaries out there.
Yeah.
They've brought the Bible to people. They've been pointing people to Jesus Christ as the way of salvation,
Yeah.
etc., etc., etc. Thousands of them out there, and they're going worldwide.
Yeah.
This is before 1879.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then this guy comes along, Charles Russell, and he says, well, hang on a minute, guys. What I'm saying is the path to truth. You lot are in error and you belong to Satan the devil.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well,
So what's your
well, he just
what would you say to
started
that?
his whole group
don't you
one
think
day,
that's
they started
it's
and
quite a
started.
big bold claim, isn't it?
It is, I suppose. But
Yeah,
he
but
just-
when you think about it, if you look at scripture, if you go into the book of Daniel, you'll see quite clearly it states there that in the last days, many would rove about and search for truth. It's not talking about down through the ages. It says the last days, which we've just discussed. In the last days, many would rove about and search for the truth, and the true knowledge would become abundant. That's in the book of Daniel. And that's exactly what's happened. Over the ages, down through the ages, I expect there's been many sincere people gone out fully believing what they've believed in, teaching what they believed in, and God, Jehovah, will know whether they were genuine or not anyway. That's not for me or you to
He knows
judge
their
whether they were good,
Very
bad,
true,
or
yeah.
good, bad, or indifferent. That's not for us to judge.
Yeah.
We don't judge nobody. I don't judge you. You don't judge
Thank
me.
you. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. That's true, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have no right to that. The only person who has a right to that is Jehovah. At the end of the day. You You know, so but it's in the last days that this is suddenly taken off, and you think perhaps it might be a man's interpretation, but it's not. You can see quite clearly that anything he states or say in magazines or books always refers, if you look at this book, to the Bible.
See, I've seen both sides of the coin, right? I've seen both sides of the coin, right? If they, you know, as far as Watchtower are concerned, if I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, all right, I'm going to be destroyed. Right,
No,
but hang on a minute.
No.
But the thing is,
Jehovah can read hearts. We
That's
don't
not
know who
saying
will be
that, but
saved.
the scriptures state quite clearly, it's not about being a Jehovah's Witness, it's about if you're not doing God's will, as you should be doing it, in other words, worshipping with spirit and truth, those are the ones that will be destroyed. I can't
There could
quote
be
when he
lots
was
of
an
witnesses
individual. That would be wrong for me to
be
say.
saved.
I mean,
because
I've
we're not
got,
doing it the right way.
I've actually got a strong faith in Jesus.
Yeah,
I
don't
believe
doubt
that
it.
the
I don't
Bible
doubt
is the
it.
Word
Yes,
of God.
Yes, and Jesus is God's son.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been there before as well, because I know what you're going to say next, mate, and that don't gel, I'm afraid.
That's all right.
We're always going to disagree on that
Okay.
one. There's no way
but
that's
then
going to work.
on the other side of the coin, the churches would turn around and say, well, you know, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they're not putting their faith in Jesus Christ. They're not
Right.
believing on Jesus Christ who he is. They're not accepting him for who he is. So they're not believing on
Believe it.
the way of salvation. So when Jesus returns, I'm sorry, mate, because they're not.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you, I've seen both sides of the coin here.
Mhm.
So, but like you say, I think you brought up a good point there, that God reads hearts.
He reads hearts.
He
There
does.
might be people who are not
Jesus
witnesses
reads
who
hearts.
he'll say
Right.
at Armageddon.
Yeah.
There
Right,
might
Jesus
be plenty of
reads the
witnesses
heart.
who are not there.
It's a good point there.
Yeah.
And I
That is a
never
good
take
point.
it for granted.
I mean, I'm
do.
thinking of Paul, right? Because,
Yes.
like, look at him.
Look at him, he was persecuting.
He was
the
killing
brothers,
them, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
But,
when
you
you
know,
think of the past history, yeah, but of course, what did he do?
Jesus appeared to him.
Yeah, he
and
changed,
right.
didn't he? He changed his ways. He's
Yeah.
changed his way to the correct way of teaching, because the way he was before was totally wrong. He thought he was doing the right things, didn't he?
That's right.
And he,
You know,
and he was well tutored.
I think he meant well. God, like you say,
Yes,
God,
yes, he meant
God
well.
read his
He
heart.
thought he was doing.
He was, as far as he was concerned, you know, this was a sect. It had to be stamped out.
That's right. Yes.
He was doing, you know, he was
thought
a
was
very
doing the right
educated
thing.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
So
fact,
he
they called it the way in those days.
Yeah,
didn't
they did. The way, because probably after Jesus, because Jesus referred to
Yes, it was
himself as the way, the truth, and the life.
That's it.
Way
Yes.
of truth and
So,
Yeah.
okay. So what's your name again?
My name's Tony.
Tony, and your name?
Joan.
Tony and Joan. Okay. Well, you'll have to forgive me if I forget.
Oh, that's all
Oh,
right.
right, yeah.
What's your name?
Steve.
Steve.
It's when you wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, what's my name? Then you've got a problem.
Then you have.
I'm
Yeah,
getting that
okay.
way.
Have you been
I'm
there yet?
getting that
No.
way. No.
I don't really want to get there.
I'm 81 now, and I can still remember my
Yeah.
name, but with great difficulty.
Yeah. So, how's Monica?
She's in Japan at the moment
Is she?
because
What's she
Natalie and
doing in
Anton
Japan?
are out in Japan.
Are they? Why are they there? Are they?
They're out there doing God's work.
Okay.
So Monica's
Is she
gone out
coming
to-
back?
Oh yeah, she's just gone out for a
Yeah, she
holiday.
goes out quite often, doesn't she?
Does she?
Yeah.
Goes out to see them.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later then.
Yeah. Nice talking to you, mate,
Okay.
anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Enjoy talking to you.
See you soon.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.